Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming. So what started out this morning to be a complete worst case scenario and the thing that we fear most within 2 hours had turned into a suspect in custody, and we had the hospital back in the process of reopening. And that is thanks to the actions of the hospital staff and the people that are standing behind me here today. We had officers from every jurisdiction you can imagine that responded to the call, and to include our federal partners and our state partners, county officials. We had a huge response, and that's very appreciative. At 9:54 this morning, the Sherwood Police Department dispatch received a phone call of shots fired at St. Vincent's Hospital on Wildwood Avenue at CHI St. Vincent's North. Upon the arrival, officers immediately started making access into the hospital and attempting to clear that hospital. As that happened, they did locate a victim. Delane Whitfield, 21, of North Little Rock. Mr. Whitfield was assessed and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Within a few short minutes, agencies, and that suspect was taken into custody in Little Rock at around 11 o'clock a.m. this morning. The suspect's name is Raymond Allen Lovett. He is 24, of Little Rock. Needless to say, we're very early in the investigation stages. It's a multi-agency investigation. We have several. The evidence and helping with various aspects of this investigation, and we appreciate them. And we have custody of the suspect at this time. The Sherwood Police Department does. So I would like to personally say that our sympathy goes out to the family of the victim. It was a terrible thing that happened. I would also, like to tell everybody that's out there that this is not an act of terrorism. This appears to be the suspect and the victim. They knew each other. It appears to be an isolated event that just happened to take place in a public facility. So with that being said, our sympathy does go out to the family, and I want to personally thank the hospital, and I know the hospital would extend their appreciation to the massive response that came, and to all these agencies that stand behind me today that provided assistance and a quick response. And so for the people that saw the response out there this morning, it was truly a testament to what law enforcement in Pulaski County is capable of, and the partnerships that are there between those agencies. At this time, if I can, I'll answer any questions.
So how did the person who was in custody, how did they get into the hospital? Like, were they a visitor? Did they say they were a visitor? What transpired?
I'm not really sure of the answer to. He did know the person, and there was a patient in the hospital that this person was a friend of. The victim was there visiting somebody.
So Whitfield was not a patient at the time?
I'm sorry?
Was Whitfield a patient at the time?
No, Whitfield was not a patient.
So
Whitfield was visiting a patient.
And so, according to Little Rock Police, they obtained the suspect over at Zimmerman's Exxon. At what time was that again?
It was around 11, Chief Bewley.
A little bit, Wayne Bewley, Interim Chief of Little Rock Police Department. A little bit after 11 o'clock, we received a call to our dispatch center to the Zimmerman's Exxon where apparently there was some information that we received that the suspect involved in this incident was there at the hospital. So we dispatched officers. They arrived at the scene and took the individual into custody without any issues. At that point, we just maintained custody until later turning the individual over to Sherwood PD.
Now, the suspect that's in custody, they have a firearm on hand.
I'm not going to release anything additional at this point. I'll leave that to Sherwood, who's the lead agency, to answer that question.
I know that after that happened around 11/16, Sherwood Police posted on social media saying that all they could confirm was an active shooter situation. What went into the reasoning to not put out there that the public was probably not at risk or anything by that point?
Well, we did not know it in the beginning. A situation like this, even when we believe that we think we know something, until we can confirm that, we're always going to err on the side of caution. So that was the response that you saw had everything to do with the public safety being at the paramount, and we're not going to guess as to what's going on until we know for sure.
Can we hear from CHI St. Vincent about were you prepared for something like this? Were there safety precautions in place?
Good afternoon, Chad A. Duddle, CEO for CHI St. Vincent. And first of all, let me start out by saying our prayers go out to our patients, their families, our heroic coworkers and their families who were caught up in today's shooting in the incident that happened at CHI St. Vincent North in Sherwood, Arkansas. I'd also like to thank all of our police and law enforcement for an immediate and unbelievable response. So thank you all for that, additional first responders that showed up. I also want to thank our coworkers whose bravery I can't express in words how brave they were in the face of the unknown. They didn't yield. They were still there to take care of their patients. They didn't know what was going on, but nonetheless were willing and ready to take care of their patients. I will say thank our security personnel. They do drill for this. They do prepare for this. They responded quickly and appropriately until law enforcement were able to be on the scene, which, as I said, was almost immediate. And our leaders and coworkers are also trained for active shooter incidents. But as it was described, a visitor came into the facility this morning and conducted this act, and it's tragic.
What changes now for CHI St. Vincent to make sure this doesn't happen again?
Great question. We'll debrief. We'll look at all of our security protocols. We'll continue to drill. We'll continue to take all the precautions that we can. But as was described, it's a hospital. There's many visitors coming in and out of our facilities every day, and so it's just a tragic situation at the same time.
Can we get the spelling of Raymond Lovett and also the victim, and then talk about the charges that the suspect faces?
I can provide you with this. You want it now?
Yeah, just the spelling of both of those.
Mr. Whitfield's Whitfield. First name is Leighton, Leigghton, and the suspect's name is Lovett, Lovett. First name is Raymond, Raymond.
And then just the charges that Lovett faces.
The charges have not been filed yet. They're still in the works, so we'll let you know once charges have been filed.
Now, is there a reason to believe there could be maybe somebody else involved?
We do not believe so at this time, no.
So we repeat you haven't come up with any charges yet?
They have not been formally charged yet. When they're formally charged, we'll release those charges.
So I assume that'll happen by the end of the day, correct?
It probably will, yes. He, to be honest with you, right now, I'm not sure where he's at. He is in our custody, so, but I'm not sure where they have him right now.
From the hospital, could you talk about what the response was in terms of locking down the surgeries that were ongoing at the time of the shooting?
So as security personnel arrived, again, our people have been trained for an active shooter situation, so coworkers are aware to either run, hide, or fight, and to some degree at least run and hide were tactics that were utilized. But we did have multiple surgeries, complex, difficult surgeries that continued on as the incident was unfolding, because they weren't at a time during the surgery where they could stop. And the staff and the surgeons made that decision in the best interest of the patient to continue.
Was everybody else pretty much evacuated?
I don't have specific numbers, but the facility eventually was cleared, and at the time, many of the coworkers were able to evacuate.
Any idea like how many surgeries were ongoing?
There were 2 going on at the time.
What you say? What type of surgery?
No comment.
Where are the surgeries in relation to where the shootings?
Couple floors down, surgeries on the 2nd floor.
And, what I had heard was the person who was shot was on the 4th floor. Can you confirm that?
I'm not at liberty to give any additional details.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate your attention, and we will give you more information as it comes available. Thank you for your time.